I would just say to people, anyone listening to this who's going through something now, whatever challenge that may be, is to ask themselves, where is the gift in this? Where is the gift? And your brain will come back and say, there isn't a gift. You just lost your main member of staff, or your competitor just wiped out half your business, or whatever, right? But if there is a gift, where is it? If I had to find the gift, what would it be? And I did a post this morning on LinkedIn where I was saying, like, you know, we can't always be in control of what's happened to us or what's happening to us or what's going to happen to us. But what you are in control of is the story that you tell yourself about what's happening. And you can either tell yourself a story that's keeping you stuck, or you can tell yourself a story that's going to release you and free you up and serve you and help you to grow and move forward. And I think what I've always been good at is whatever's been going on, I've been able to have a good narrative about it. And this is not about being optimistic. This is not about, because blind optimism will take you down as well. It's about being realistic and seeing things as they are, not better than they are, not worse than they are, but just as they are, and giving yourself a good story that's going to move you forward.
Yeah, James, you're looking for the gift and things. You told me that a long time ago, and I've used it so many times. It comes back to your other point, actually, about, you know, the finance function and logic and that behind things. You have that event, and then you react emotionally, and we can't help it. We're human beings. We have to react emotionally. And then that's what we say we're doing when we're building finance functions that give control and clarity, is we're helping people to go, look, you've had an emotional reaction. Don't now take an emotional action. Come back to logic and just think about this. And ultimately, that's what that element is. You know, looking for where's the gift in this situation is, hang on, just stop being emotional. That's not going to help you move forward. How do you look for something that's logical that you can take action with and move forward and have control?
That's great. I think there's something else as well in there, Ian, that's kind of halfway between. So you have something, an emotional reaction, but then you can present something logical to me, which you can show me on paper. It makes perfect sense. You can build your spreadsheet and show me, but I still won't do it, right? And it's because there has to be some ground in the middle, which is about the action being reasonable. And so, although you can present me with something logic based on my experience and what I'm going through and the pain and the emotion, etc., if I now make a reasonable response, like you think about what we do in this space, right, with accountants, like I can show firms that are losing money, look, this is what you need to do. Get rid of them 20% of clients, ring them today and just get rid of them. Take this 30% of clients, double all the fees. You'll lose 20% of those, but it won't matter. And then these ones do this. Like, I can show you it on paper. I can show you the evidence. I can get you to do 5 of them to start with and whatever. And you'll prove it to yourself and you still won't do it. Okay. And then it's like, okay, well, that's the dream. That's the reality. That's what would work. That's the logical solution. But now let's come up with a reasonable solution. Okay. So I think that's a nice way of thinking that logic is great, but we have to recognize that we're emotional, social beings as well. And so I'll take reasonable.
Yeah. I think emotion's always going to be there. You're not going to remove emotion. There has to be that element of emotion. It's just, how are you finding that balance? Like you say, maybe to find reasonable between emotion and logic, because we're still going to make an emotional decision of whether we're going to follow the logic or not. So you can't just remove emotion completely.
But this comes back to getting to the truth, though, and I think what numbers do and the finances do is they get you to the truth, because you can't argue with it, you know. And then when I was going back to the start about what is your key value, just about being honest and transparent. I was with an accountant the other day. He asked me to go and speak to one of his clients, and I was talking to him. Great guy, great energy, and we're talking about things, and he was telling me what he was going to do. And I asked him why he wasn't doing this certain thing, and he gave this story, and the accountant didn't say anything, and I let him finish the story, and I went, yeah, that's all bullshit. That's a great story you've just given me there. It's not the truth. And I can't help you until we get to the truth of this. So let's have an honest conversation and get to that. And it's getting back to that and making a decision from there. Because if you presented something to me logical that makes sense and is the pure truth, but I'm now giving you this story that is in conflict with that because I'm not prepared to accept reality and the honesty, then I'm stuck. I have to get back to that truth first, and once I've gone to there, then I can come back out of it a little bit and make a decision that I believe is reasonable, but with honesty. I think it's really needed.